I started charity work since 30 years, and my country, Lebanon, at that time was in civil war. And we started together with Mata Sawaf, a charity foundation called Inma. And it was purely to help poor people to teach their children or to build their houses. Then after 3 years, we discovered that pure charity is not enough. Then you have to change in the person. You don't have to give him the fish, but rather give him the tool to fish, And therefore, we started a second company in order to educate children, for the culture of the children. Then we started a third one, which is building bridges between the East and the West, and especially between Islam and between the whole world. Because, in my opinion, since 30 years, we're going to have a clash. Both cultures don't understand themselves, and both cultures don't know how to interact with themselves, and are hurting the second. The Muslim world see the West without any ethics, without any religion, without anything, which is totally incorrect. And the West see Islam as a religion of terrorism, and which is also. And since we are misbehaving with each other, the hatred is increasing, and we are hurting each other and increasing the extreme on the other side. And therefore, I started a foundation around 27 years that is based in Washington in order to do this cross. Then I became a member of a family called the National Prayer Breakfast. And this is a huge foundation worldwide, where we have hundreds of NGOs that are ready to work. So I chose around 40 of them who are heart is in the Middle East. I did for them the infrastructure in Beirut, and from there they can work. And therefore, with little budget from Inma, then we can do a lot. Example is we did around 6,000 cataract operations in Lebanon, and around 2,000 in Egypt, around 3,000 in Syria, and around 1,500 in Yemen. Now, this is 10,000 operations altogether. If I have to pay them, it cost me $3,000 each one. So this is $30 million. But this is not how we function. They come with their equipment, with their doctors, with everything, and I do only the infrastructure for them. So instead that the operation cost us $3,000, it will cost Inma around $200. So around 7% of whatever is needed. The same thing, we found companies that do construction, repair of the houses. So we concentrated on Palestinian refugees, building their houses and giving them hope. So why I was selected as influential, because take this Palestinian refugee who is angry with all the world. And suddenly he found that a Western, beautiful American lady giving sight to his mother. It means the West is not devil. He relate now, And the doctor, when he sees also the Palestinian refugees in their situation, he tends to speak about them there. The same thing in housing, the same thing in pest control, the same thing. So Inma became like a hub for 42 international NGOs working in the Middle East. So it is not Inma that is doing the work. Inma is only a management. We became a management for a lot of NGOs, which encouraged me to do more NGOs. One of them is conservation of the nature in Lebanon, forestry, trees, etc. So we're based on what NGOs I can contact. I open an NGO. Now, thanks God, I have 8 NGOs who are functioning well, and I'm a member in 19 international NGOs also.